Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to do a collective reading. We're going to see what the message is from Spirit in a second. Before I get into that, I'm going to put a quick trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about some subjects regarding domestic V, okay? So, I was watching Gabby Petito, the documentary on Netflix, and I don't know why. I just want to talk to you guys about it for a second, okay? Because on my channel, there's a lot of topics surrounding, antisocial personality disorders, people that act in a very mean way, okay? And maybe someone here in the collective is dealing with this, or, I can resonate with you guys on a lot of subjects. So as I was watching this Gabby Petito documentary, it was actually really, really hard for me to watch because I have been in her situation, okay? And the whole time I was getting a lot of flashbacks to a time, this was a long time ago. I was very young. Well, I was 19 when I was in this relationship, and it was very violent, okay? And in this documentary, it kind of touches on the subject that she wanted to leave, okay? She wanted to leave this person, and that's when relationships get very abusive, right? So in my situation, I was dealing with someone who was also very, very violent. This was a psychopath, okay? For me, it was very clear I was dealing with a psychopath. And there was a few, I don't even want to say red flags because it wasn't even like a flag. It was like obvious. It was blatantly obvious. I mean, for one, he was, like I said, he was very violent. He was physically violent towards me. He even had me in a couple of situations where I thought that he was going to kill me, okay? There was one very distinctive night where I wanted to leave, and he pulled out a switchblade knife and had it on my stomach, okay? And in that night, I thought I was going to die. That was the first night of my life where I was like, he's going to kill me tonight, right? And the thing about these kind of relationships is that it's not that easy to just leave because they threaten you, okay? And that happened a lot back then as well. I couldn't just leave. The way that I ended up leaving that relationship was that I used a moment where his mother was in the house, and I used that moment to basically escape, okay? Now, I didn't have my keys because I couldn't grab anything. All I had was my phone. And I ran out to the street and I called my dad and I told my dad to come pick me up. And when I was in the car with my dad, I asked him if he can please go back after work and go get all my things because I can't go back there. And the very last thing that the boyfriend said to me was, if I can't have you, no one can. Okay? And I said, are you going to kill me? And he said, you're going to see what happens. So that was a really scary relationship. Now, the thing about that person, though, was, like I said, he was a straight up psychopath. I mean, he enjoyed hurting me, okay? You could see it in his eyes that he would smile. He would smile when I was in pain, or he would smile when he was hurting me. He enjoyed it when I was scared of him. And I will never forget that grin that he had on his face. It was sadistic, to say the least, right? But that was a relationship exactly like Gabby Petito, where it's like, I knew that if I don't leave, he's gonna end up killing me one day. And it was really sad for me to watch her situation because she didn't get to that point, right? Now, the reason why I'm speaking about this relationship here, I don't know who needs to hear it, okay? But like, since that relationship was so extremely violent and abusive, it really messed me up for the future because I equated abuse with that level of extreme psychopathy. I no longer could really see covert abuse after that. I couldn't really pick it up when it was covert, okay? Because for me, abuse after that was like, you know, the choking and the hitting and the biting and the arm twisting and the, you know, the obvious belittling and degrading and all of that, like the verbal abuse, the extreme verbal abuse. I couldn't pick up on like the covert types of abuse anymore, okay? Like just the constant lying. But you know, since I got older, I've seen a lot more. I've recognized now after all these years that there are really a lot of different kinds of abuse and a lot of different kinds of personality disorders, and not everybody has it the same way, right? There's like spectrums to everything. But for a very long time, it was hard for me to even see it because I only had this one extreme experience, okay? But another red flag or another thing that now I recognize with others as well is like that person back then was constantly accusing me of cheating. Constantly. And I've never cheated on anyone in my life, okay? But he was always accusing me constantly, okay? And this is something that I've also then, you know, dealt with other people as well, realizing now that the people that are constantly accusing you are the ones that are, you know, hiding things, lying to you, and most likely cheating on you, okay? And this is another, what I recognize, definitely a form of abuse, because that person, these kind of people, they don't trust you very easily, right? Because they don't see you. And I've thought a lot about this, like this empath narcissist paradigm, like what is, and it's not even, I don't think it's a narcissist paradigm. I think it's more of like the empath and the anti-empath or the lack of empathy, okay? It's like the antisocial dynamic paradigm, okay? It's like when you as the empath, you can understand this, you understand the other person very well. You understand how they act, how they feel, what they feel, and you're always able to approach them and diffuse the situation and kind of try to mediate and kind of try to, you know, explain to them, you know, and give them the feeling that you understand them and where they're coming from and all that, right? But the other way around, they're not able to do that for you, right? So what ends up happening is you explain yourself over and over again what this person did to hurt you, why they're hurting you, why you don't like the way that they're treating you, and they just, sometimes they'll listen to you in a moment, and then the next time they'll do it again. It's kind of like, you know, you're telling someone like, it really hurts me when you're so aggressive towards me, like you're so hostile towards me, like you just overreact all the time, and it really bothers me. And then the next time they do it again, it's like they're not able to feel into you what you feel, right? And I don't know why I'm getting this, okay? I don't know if someone in the collective is dealing with a situation like this, but not all forms of abuse are very like blatant, okay? And sometimes we don't even pick up on it for an extremely long time. Like you can be with someone for years and not even realize that they have certain traits, and it doesn't even have to be like a full-blown personality disorder, but they can have like tendencies that you don't even really recognize in them until years later, and then things start to make a lot more sense, right? So I don't know, guys, let's see what this is about, okay? What is the message here for the collective today? It could also have something to do with the cheating. I don't know why, but I feel that it's like someone constantly accusing you of cheating, and it's really harmful because like, look, like you could be someone that's extremely loyal and extremely faithful, and then maybe you go to your hometown one time and you link up with your friends, and then there's an old friend there, and you know, you guys, you know, just talk, or you connect with someone on Instagram that you know from high school, or you know from years back, and all of a sudden you're dealing with someone that is like blowing up on you and telling you you're cheating and you're a whore and you're this and that, and you can't even, like, you cannot even get to this person logically, right? You can't even explain to them that this is a complete overreaction. And the thing about being the empath, on the other hand, is like, you know, when you catch the other person meeting people behind your back or lying to you about this and that, or, you know, maybe even catching them in with a third party, you're so empathetic and understanding that you tend to be way more forgiving, right? And that's like, that's kind of always the thing that gets me, is like, man, being an empath is so hard sometimes. Right? Because it's really that you're really in a state where you're always feeling like, not always, not if you're dealing with other empaths, right? But when you're dealing with people that obviously have some sort of tendencies, and a lot of them are learned. I mean, narcissists and sociopathic tendencies, those things, for me, that is like a learned behavior. That means that your parents at some point in your childhood really messed up, because things like empathy and compassion and consideration for others, those are learned behaviors. So that means, you know, their caregivers did not teach them those values. They had a rough childhood, okay? Many people. I don't know what's going on here, guys. What's the message for the collective today? What's the message here for the collective? Let's see. All right, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. The Page of Wands in reverse, the Two of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, the Page of Wands in reverse can be someone that acts very childishly. Okay, that's what I'm getting with that. Very childish behavior. This is giving me anger, like anger outbursts, okay? Page of Wands in reverse is like a childlike energy that's very catty, very angry. There's a lot of anger there. So you could be dealing with someone that has a lot of anger outbursts, okay? Like they're very reactive. A Page of Wands in reverse is someone that's very reactive when they get angry. They have like childlike anger, like frustration, the outbursts. It's like a child. It's kind of giving me a little bit of like stunted development, okay? This could be someone that you're dealing with that never really learned how to deal with anger. Or the Two of Swords, someone in denial. Somebody denies things. Someone denies things with anger. It's really, I don't like it. I knew that there was something in the energy with this, okay? I knew it. But that's really how this feels. It's like someone's mechanism to deny or to block you off or not want to talk about things could be anger. It's kind of like when a child, if a child is used to at home always getting in trouble with their parents, like they get into some sort of trouble, or they know that their parents are going to get angry with them every single time they come forward and say something, then it's like a learned behavior of like learning that anger shuts people up. And I feel like whoever you're dealing with, they could be reenacting this role with you a little bit. Okay, that's what this feels like. It's like something this person dealt with as a child is like they might be reenacting these roles with you, where they have learned that anger shuts people down, it shuts people up. So if they blow up on you and they get extremely angry with you, then you're gonna stop doing what they don't like. And that's really toxic, because it'll end up giving you the feeling that you cannot speak on things that hurt you because you're scared of this person's reaction, right? But then we have the Knight of Cups here, which is like a flip-flopper, okay? This is someone that you might be dealing with, someone that really flip-flops a lot between like this petty anger and then being nice and caring. And this is what I mean with this covert, this is like covert abuse that you might not recognize as abuse because it's not outright angry. Like, let's go back to my story here for a second, because you could be dealing with something like this. It's like, when I got out of that relationship, the person that I was with, their way of being angry was being physically violent, right? So, and the other thing about it is that, you know, very typical for any kind of antisocial personality disorder is like refusing to see that what they're doing is wrong. It's like they'll always justify why it's okay for them to be this way towards you, right? But when you get out of a situation like that, where you dealt with the extreme, if you're dealing with someone that is maybe not on like full-blown personality disorder, but maybe only has like sociopathic tendencies, you're not going to be getting someone that's maybe hitting you, okay, or physically violent towards you. You might be getting someone more that has anger outbursts, or can be very irritable, or can lack empathy. Oh, a bee just flew right against my window. Yeah, you might be dealing with someone that's not very considerate of your feelings in the situation, right? The fights are very one-sided. And if you try to explain to this person what you're going through, or what bothers you, and they act and they get angry with you, they get defensive and angry, they can't listen, they can't empathize, okay? They can't show you any kind of empathy for how you feel. All they feel is defensive. Confirmation. Then all of a sudden you're dealing with someone that's like constantly justifying why they got angry with you. Yeah, well, I'm only yelling at you and I'm only aggressive and hostile towards you because you keep bringing up this subject that I don't like. All of a sudden, it's that same role that they went through as a child, and they're not realizing that they're doing it. They're trying to shut you up by getting angry with you. They don't want to listen to you. They don't want to hear, and they're not capable of doing it either. They're not capable really of empathizing. And it's like, someone here might not have realized for a long time that this was a form of abuse, because the anger is not, this sounds weird, but this is what I'm getting. It's not as extreme as other forms of anger, right? It's like, yeah, well, it's the gaslighting. You could be dealing with someone, or you could have dealt with someone that is very good at gaslighting, okay? It's like, well, you keep bringing up this subject that I don't like, and you don't like my answer, and that's why I'm always so aggressive towards you. So then all of a sudden you're sitting there thinking that you're the problem because you spoke about something that they don't like, right? And that is something that is difficult, because then you're like, well, is this abuse? I mean, I've been in a couple of situations where I've asked myself, like, is this abuse? Like, I feel like I'm being abused. I feel like this is abuse. And most of the times when you're asking yourselves, is this abuse? It most likely is. But since I had been, like I said, I had been so traumatized as a teenager, I didn't know anymore what is really abuse, because I didn't have a single relationship that was healthy that I could compare it to and say, yeah, this is wrong. Like, I don't, oh man, it's difficult. This is a difficult subject, guys. So let's see, what's the Page of Wands in reverse? And like I was saying, especially if you have then someone who's like very nice, right? It's like someone is very nice, very kind, very giving, very generous, but they have this switch that goes off. Like, this is not narcissism, and this is not psychopathy. This is like tendencies. This is like, it's giving me like sociopathic tendencies, okay? Where this person is capable of feeling love. They're capable of being empathic. They're capable of being nice, caring, generous. They're capable of all these things, but within them, they have a switch that can make them very childish and very angry, and maybe even revert back to this parent-child role that they never healed or never looked at, or they don't realize that there's something wrong there. And they could let it out on people around them. And they could let it out on you a lot. And then here comes the empath, right? Understanding this person. Understanding them, understanding how they tick, understanding even like you could be someone also. It's like you understand their childhood and like what formed them this way and that way. And then you're sat there dealing with someone that treats you absolutely like shit sometimes. And you're like, and you don't see it. Like it's like you're talking to this person and like, and you don't see this? You don't see how you're treating me? You're not thinking about how you make me feel in this? Okay, but they're not capable of it. What's the Page of Wands reverse? Wow. The Ace of Swords, clarity. This is clarity. This is the truth, and this is clarity. Okay. The Moon, about this person's subconscious. The Moon is the subconscious. It's our deep, deep, deep feelings. It's our shadow. It's even the 4th house of home and family, right? So this person's anger outbursts or this childlike behavior or this very petty anger, this very defensive nature, this is, whoever you're dealing with is not, you cannot, this is someone that's very gaslighting, okay? This is gonna be the kind of person where you wanna talk about something that bothers you, and they're going to blow up on you and get angry at you and get really nasty. But if they come to you and criticize you and you're someone that's very calm and collected, you will deal with them a whole different way, right? But then they're going to turn around and always say things to you like, I can't ever talk to you normal. We can't ever have normal conversations. You can never, you can't ever tell me things in a normal way. And it's like, I said this to you in a very, very calm tone. Okay. I said it in a very diplomatic, calm way. You can never talk to me in a normal way. And that's why I always get so aggressive and nasty towards you, because I can't talk to you. It's always your fault. Yeah. Queen of Swords. Wow. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is honestly just like a confirmation for me that yes, this is the truth about how this person ticks on the inside, deep down, the Moon. That's this person's shadow. That's this person's subconscious. Yes, you have figured it out. What's a Two of Swords? Yeah, they're unhealed. The Star in reverse. The Eight of Swords. Mentally trapped. I mean, this could even be you. Maybe you, for a very long time, you were in denial about this person, whoever you're dealing with. Like maybe for a very long time, you didn't realize that that is who this person is, or that's why they act the way that they act. Because I feel like whoever you're dealing with is not a full-blown, like, I don't think this person can go to a psychologist and get like an actual diagnosis. I feel like this person has tendencies. And I feel like you were in denial for a long time, not recognizing that this is a form of abuse that you're dealing with, because it comes like a switch. Because this person is capable of love and empathy, but they have a side to them and it's not dangerous. And that's the thing that I mean. It's like, this person is not dangerous. Like, and that's why I'm saying it's like tendencies, because if you're dealing with like an actual sociopath, they have the urge to hurt. They have the urge to want to hurt people. They do have, well, not all of them, but that's a part of it. It can be that way, okay? Where they can get aggressive and violent as well. This person, I feel like who you're dealing with, they would never hurt you. They would never harm you. They don't have that urge to want to hurt people or hurt anything or anyone. But they lack empathy, and they lack consideration. And that doesn't mean that it's not there at all. It is there. It is, they do have that capacity, but it's stunted. Okay? It's like it wasn't nurtured. It's like they have the seed and maybe it sprouted a little bit, but in their childhood, they would have needed caretakers that water the plant. And it stopped growing somewhere, right? And I feel like because of that, because they have it in them, you might have not quite understood like how this person is. It's like, I don't know, it's really giving me, you might have not realized that the way that this person treats you is abuse, because it's not outright abuse, it's covert. You get what I'm saying? It's like subtle. Or it's just not as extreme as what you have been through in the past, or you might have experienced with others, and that's why you didn't pick up on it. You might have just thought, oh, they're just angry. Okay, they just can't deal with their anger very well. Or, you know, they just have, you know, maybe it's just this. Maybe, I feel like you chalked it up to things like other than the way that this person's brain might actually be wired differently. And it's kind of that thing where it's like, and this made me so sad in the Gabby Petito documentary as well, because there was a scene where her friend or someone was talking about her, saying that, you know, she thought she could change Brian. And that one really stuck, because when I was young, I really thought with that psychopath that if he just sees how it hurts me, and if he would just understand that he's hurting me with this, that he would feel bad and he would want to change, because he sees that he's hurting me with it. But he was not capable of caring at all. Like he was never going to change. And that was something that I had to learn as I got older, is that you cannot change something that is not there. It's like you want this person to empathize for you and feel bad, but they don't have any remorse. Like they don't have any guilt. They don't feel bad. So how are you going to make them feel bad for how they're hurting you when obviously this person is smiling in your face, enjoying it, right? And it's like, you know, that was such a tumultuous time for me, because, you know, I would try and leave, and then he would get on the floor and immediately start crying. It was like this, okay? He was screaming at my face. I was like, I'm leaving, I can't do this. He would get on the floor like this, start crying on command, okay? I'm so sorry. I can't believe I hurt you so bad. And he would play the part of like, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. 24 hours later, he choked me again or threw me across the room again. It was always that like, is he gonna change? Like, is he not gonna see that it's hurting me? I mean, to be honest, at some point I was a prisoner, okay? It wasn't even that I was forgiving this person and that I was staying because I was hopeful. I was there because he wouldn't let me go, literally. He would steal my keys, he would steal my phone, he would take the license plate off my car, okay? He would throw himself in front of the car. He forced me to stay, or he would threaten to hurt me. He would threaten to hurt my friends and my family, and he would physically keep me there through violence. So there was no way of me staying. I wasn't naive thinking like, oh my God, he's gonna change for me. That was maybe the beginning month, and after that I was like, I need to get out of here, and after that I was a prisoner. So long story short, again, it could be the same thing, but this is different because I feel like in this situation, whoever you're dealing with, they're not a full-blown psychopath. They're not a full-blown sociopath. You could have had many moments with this person where you realize that they are capable of empathy and they are capable of recognizing that they're hurting you and they want to change, right? But when they get heated in the argument, it goes away. It's like all they think about is themselves and how they feel, and you're the bad guy and it's all your fault. And only like a couple days later are they then capable of self-reflecting. I feel like that's a pattern that was here that kept you stuck for a long time, because whoever this is, you do feel like they are capable of seeing things for what they are. They are capable of recognizing and capable of having empathy, but it's always like to a certain extent. And I feel like the biggest difference is with you and this person is that you're capable of doing it while you're fighting. Like while the argument is going on, while you're in the discussion, while you are feeling anger and frustration and disappointment, you are still able to have empathy at the same time as your emotions. This person is not. Okay? This person can only feel empathy after their own anger and selfishness and lack of consideration has like kind of simmered down, and that makes things very frustrating. Okay, that could have made you very confused for a long time, like about why this person treats you the way that they treat you, and why do they change their behavior but other behaviors they do not. It's like, okay, so you have changed this. I've seen that you've been able to change this about yourself. You've been able to change that about yourself. But why are you not able to change the aggression? Why are you not able to change the hostility and the anger? Okay, why are you not able to change this lack of like thinking about how I would feel, like also considering my feelings in a situation, like, because those are things that I feel like this is someone where their emotions overtake them quickly, especially like the primal emotions of like anger, not learned feelings, not learned behaviors, but like the primal feelings of things like anger, it can overtake them quickly. So what's the Two of Swords? The Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you could have spent a lot of time sitting down with this person and like working it out with them in a very logical way. Like you have to explain yourself to this person in a logical way and find solutions. So you could also be someone that's very like solution oriented. If you're a Queen of Swords, then you are, because you can think logically, right? And you can maybe explain very logically to this person how they're acting, how it's coming across, and like how we gonna find a solution to this, right? Yeah, okay. What's the Knight of Cups? The Lovers, the Seven of Cups, and the Two of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is a difficult one, because I feel like between you and this person, there's a lot of love, okay? It's coming out with the Lovers and the Upright, which is telling me this is a loving soulmate relationship, okay? It's like you guys love each other. You're very affectionate towards each other. There is love there, but it's still sometimes confusing. Seven of Cups. Like sometimes I feel like you're confused about what this is, or where it's even going, or what's next, or like I feel like there's things that happen a lot where you end up feeling confused. And it could be because of this person's emotional state it fluctuates a lot. So this could have been a relationship where it was very up and down, up and down, up and down, hot and cold, on and off, because this person, their emotions are very fleeting and they fluctuate. It's like they can love you in one moment and the next moment they're so angry with you and they're ready to cut you out. And that is like sociopathic tendencies, okay? It is. Because their feelings are very muted. And For them, love it feels different. And we have to accept people the way that they are. If this is someone that you want to be with, and that's something that you have to accept and learn to deal with, I guess. But I feel like whoever you are, you might just be coming to this realization. I feel like for a very long time, you didn't see this clearly. Maybe because you thought this person was, they're going to change, right? If you just explain yourself enough, they'll change. But that's the thing. It's like sometimes you explain yourself over and over and over again, and the next fight is like, meh, it's already gone. Okay. What else do we need to know about this here, this moon? The devil. This person's shadow. What is the moon? It's the shadow. It's the anger. I feel like whoever you're dealing with, they can get really nasty when they're angry. Very nasty. They can get very nasty when they're angry. The Chariot. The Two of Swords. It's even giving me like, this is like giving me like them moving on. Like they could be also someone that's really, they could make comments where they're like, I mean, I know that after this is over with us, I can find someone else. Like they can appear to be very like jumpy. Okay. It's like, well, if this doesn't work out, I know I'm not going to end up alone. I know I can be with someone else. There's something here about you not seeing this in this person. Like you're not really seeing clearly this person's shadow side. And it's giving, yeah, I think I know what this is. The Five of Wands in reverse. It's like, no, you don't really feel like fighting. I feel like you're the person that really tries to, you don't really like fighting, okay? I feel like you try to avoid fighting with this person, but you're not gonna, you as a Queen of Swords, you're not gonna be the kind of person that will swallow down what you think or how you feel in order to accommodate them. You might know that this is someone that's reactive. You might know this is someone that gets angry when you point things out or speak on certain subjects, but you're not gonna, you are not someone that plays the submissive part in this relationship. You're not gonna allow yourself to be silenced because you're scared of this person's reaction, okay? Nevertheless, you still don't want to fight with this person, but what's the Five of Wands reverse? Camera in reverse. Reminiscing, perception, learn from the past in reverse. Learn from the past in reverse, which is interesting thinking about. So someone here has been in other abusive relationships like me, okay? Where there was something that you might have not learned from the past, okay? It's also kind of giving me like maybe there was something that you didn't, maybe a relationship that you're in now is because there was something that you did not learn from the past, which was maybe about, there's different levels. Like not everybody is cookie cutter, okay? Not everybody is the same. There's, there's full-blown narcissists, there's covert narcissists, and there's people with narcissistic tendencies. There's full-blown psychopaths, and I think that's about it, but then you have full-blown sociopaths, but then you have a spectrum of that as well. You have high functioning, you have low functioning, and it's the same thing with all kinds of personality disorders, right? I have ADHD. I know people that have autism, and same thing with that. It's a spectrum. You have high functioning people and you have low functioning people. So it's not cookie cutter. But I feel like there was something here that you didn't learn from the past about avoiding conflict. What does that mean? The Ace of Wands. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's something about you learning a lesson. The world is when you've learned the lesson and you get to close the chapter because you've learned what you were meant to learn. And then you can close it out because you can now take that learned lesson with you to the next level, right? It's kind of like, okay, I was in high school for 4 years and I learned all of the math that I needed to learn, and now I don't have to learn math anymore because I learned it all and I can go on and I can do whatever I want, right? So kind of like that, right? Four of Pentacles and the Sun. So does this have something to, it has to do with your relationship. So it has something to do with avoiding conflict or conflict resolution. Hand of Cards in reverse. Someone can't be strategic. Someone can't take a chance, can't take a risk. Hand of Cards in reverse. Playing with open cards, which is interesting because in the Four of Coins, he's holding this coin close to his chest, right? It's like somebody is holding on to a hand of cards, but then a hand of cards is in reverse. So someone wants to keep something closer to their chest, but the cards are on the table. What does that mean? Girl talk. The clarity, truth, and revelation. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Time with friends, moving on. The truth about girl talk. The truth about girl talk. What does that mean? Time with friends. The truth about time with friends. Which for some reason, again, is giving me what I just said about like if you spend time with friends and then there just happens to be someone from the opposite sex there, and then you're dealing with someone that is extremely like not even jealous, but they have like, it's not even trust issues. It's more like they just, man, see, the thing is, what I noticed in my past, okay, and this is just maybe a word of advice, so for someone that maybe has dealt with something similar, every time someone around me was lying to me or cheating on me or doing things behind my back, that's when they would get really touchy, like really, they would start to look for things that they can point out about me. They would get nasty and they would really start to like pick fights, okay? And especially if you're dealing with someone, like I said, you're just talking to a friend from years ago on Instagram, okay? Like, hey, how you doing? We haven't seen each other in 10 years, right? Or you're going to see your friends group and then there's a guy there or a girl there that, you know, opposite sex, and they're just part of the group. Like you would never have anything with them, but they're just tagging along. And you're dealing with someone that is maybe keeping secrets and is lying to you. They will go off on you. You're cheating with that person. I know it. I know that you're having something with them. You're a whore. You're doing this. You're doing that. And when they reacted that way, I always knew that there's something that they're hiding, right? Because I was never like, I can tell as an empath, I can really tell if something is genuine or not. Like if someone is lying to me or if it's genuinely just a friend, you know what I mean? Like I can pick up on that. But whoever you're dealing with, they could not discern that. Like you could tell them until you're blue in the face, like that was just a friend. Like there was nothing going on there, and they are not able to believe that or discern that because they're doing something in the background that they're lying about. It's like that weird projection thing, right? Where they assume that you are lying because they're lying. And you're like, I'm not lying though, okay? Because I'm not like you, but whatever. So something like that. I don't know why that's coming out this way. The Ten of Cups, because of family, because of happiness and a family. Page of Swords, because of someone spying, because of someone gathering information, because of someone spying. Huh? What does this mean? no, talking to a friend. No, this has something to do with you talking to a friend. So girl talk, spending time with friends, meeting and conversing, friendship, talking to a friend. Okay, so there's something here that you told a friend. What is it that you told your friends? What is it that someone told their friends here? About moving out or not going to someone's house or not going to someone's home or not losing a home or what the hell? What does that mean? The world in reverse. Not learning a lesson. Not learning a lesson in the past. This is this. Not learning something from the past. That's literally Six of Cups in the world in reverse. Not learning a lesson from the past. What does that have to do with a friend? Talking to a friend. It has to do with something on a phone. Six of Pentacles. It has to do with giving something to someone. Giving someone some sort of an investment or being generous with someone. The Empress. The Tower. The King of Pentacles. What the hell is this? What is this with talking to a friend? With the Empress and the Tower. What's a tower? A hammer. Something, somebody rebuilding something, working on something persistently. Rebuilding, doing this persistently, repetitively. Doing something repetitively and persistently. Not dating someone new, not meeting someone new. Not dating someone new. Not meeting someone new. Receiving what you need. Progression, arriving, moving on. What does this mean? It means something to do with seduction. Attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. Seduction? I feel like I'm missing something here. Wedding rings. Why is the Tower here for all of that? Because the truth is coming to light. It's kind of giving me like something, like the Tower is kind of giving me like something making sense. Something now making sense, okay? I don't know, about a marriage, about some sort of third parties, about someone not dating someone new, about why someone did something repetitively or kept wanting to work on something. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Why someone was never able to walk away, even though there was so much verbal abuse and so much hostility. Four of Cups. The Three of Cups, third parties. The Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if this is you or if this is someone outside of you, but it's really giving me like that Tower moment, that shocking realization, okay, where it's like, oh my God, everything is different now. This changes everything. And it's kind of giving me a realization, like this is something that you could have had recently. Maybe this is a realization that you recently had about, you know, maybe that this person that I love, maybe this person that I've been with for a while now, maybe they aren't like everyone else. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying like, look, if you're dating someone that has narcissistic tendencies or maybe even sociopathic tendencies, that doesn't mean that they don't deserve love. It doesn't mean that they're a horrible person or they're mean or they're that they're generally evil or that they're a bad person, okay? Whoever you're dealing with, I don't think that they're like on the full-blown side of this. I feel like whatever this is very covert, but I feel like whatever you realized about this person, it made you maybe look back to the past and see things from a different perspective, okay? Realize things about why they did the things they did, why they acted the way they acted. Yeah, and why you repeated a pattern maybe over and over and over again in your life or with this person. Okay. What I'm also getting though is like, look, if you're dealing with someone that lacks emotional intelligence, or they lack understanding deeper emotions, or like if this is someone that can't even like this could be a situation where you're sitting next to someone on the couch, okay? You are visibly upset, right? You could be sad, frustrated. This person will not confront you on it. Like they will not say, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? They don't have that. They don't have it. You could be someone that's like that, okay? You can feel empathically, intuitively that something is wrong. And you'll be like, what's wrong? I know something's wrong, right? And you're always like, but tell me what's wrong. I can feel it, right? And this person, you're sitting on the couch next to him like this, okay? And they don't ask. They don't ask how you're doing. They don't ask if everything is okay. You're just like sitting there weirdly next to each other until you confront them and you're like, right? And then they're like, why are you always me? So I feel like this is a hard dynamic, okay? But what I was gonna say is like, you might also know that around this person are also like maybe people that they're attached to that also have issues, right? Like maybe their parents, you've thought to yourself like something is off there, okay? Or, you know, their siblings maybe, or their friends or something like that. You've thought to yourself like, this is not really normal behavior. But if you talk to them about it, they're not able to see it. They're not able to see that anything is wrong. It's kind of like you're the odd one out because you're the only one that they've ever met that has empathy. All right. It's kind of like, see, again, with the Gabby Petito thing, I was talking to someone last night about it as well. And I was like, oh my God, like that mother, Brian Laundrie's mother, I was shocked is not even a good enough word. I was like, kind of disgusted by the way that she dealt with it, right? The letter that she wrote to her son. And I told this person and said like, you know, if the police came to me and said my son murdered their girlfriend, I would probably turn them in. I would probably turn my son in. I would, because you can't do that. Like I mean, that's a horrible, you know, you never want to be in that situation as a mother. You want to, and I told this person as well, like, you know, you want to raise your child to have empathy and care and compassion for others so that they would never turn out that way in the first place, right? You want to raise them to be a good person and to hopefully be the kind of person that saves or goes between that kind of a situation. Like the man that called 911 and said, oh, I just saw a domestic V here. You want to raise your kid to be someone like that. But if the police came to me and told me that my son was beating their girlfriend and murdered her and left her out somewhere to die, I would not tolerate that as a mother. And the person that I was talking to said to me, like, you know, not everybody would deal with it like you. And I said, why? I mean, you're going to teach your kid that it's okay to do horrible things and get away with it? It's like, that's just enabling that kind of behavior. I don't know. Maybe I'm extreme with that, okay? I mean, the conversation came up because we were, you know, I was watching that and I was like, how would I have dealt with that situation? I don't know. I mean, you know, yes, it's your child and all, but like, you're going to let your child be a murderer and then let them just think that there's no consequences and, oh yeah, I'll help you clean up your mess. Like, what's that supposed to teach a child? They're going to just go out and do it again because there's never consequences to their bad behavior. And it's like, I don't know why, but that also came up for me. It's like the whole There's so much in the energy today when it comes like parent-child dynamics, okay? How you raise children is so important because like it does a lot. Like it can really mess kids up for their future relationships. If you don't, you have to teach children empathy. Like it's so important. It really is. Yeah. Anything else here for the collective? Someone is lying and manipulating. 3 of Pentacles. Page of Cups. The High Priestess. Somebody lying, somebody being verbally abusive. Somebody being verbally abusive here. Page of Cups. What is this verbal abuse? This is, again, the Page of Wands reverse. It's that energy of someone being angry, being very catty, being childish, defensive. The Hermit in reverse, someone who refuses to go within, someone who does no introspection at all. This is about the way that someone talks to you. The Hanged Man, yeah. This is the way that someone talks to you, and it's like you could try to get this person to see things from a different perspective when it comes to the way that they talk to you, and they just don't. They're not capable of doing it. What's the 3 of Pentacles? The 7 of Cups. 4 of Cups in reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. A Queen of Pentacles in reverse trying to create confusion with a group of people. What's the Page of Cups? The High Priestess. The King of Swords. And the 8 of Swords. The King of Swords feeling stuck and trapped. Tell me more about someone. 7 of Wands. Yeah, the way that someone fights with you. Very defensive, very quick to anger. Someone here is very combative, very quick to anger, very mean when they talk. They can get very degrading. They can get very like, they get quick to insulting you, gaslighting. Knight of Swords in reverse is a lot of gaslighting, especially with the Hermit in reverse. It's like there's no introspection there. They don't self-reflect at all about their own behavior. They're just gonna lash out at you, and then it doesn't matter how many times you try to explain it, they're always going to say, no, it's you, no, it's you, no, you did this, you did that. Very difficult to deal with. Yeah, very difficult to deal with. 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Very difficult. A lot of sadness, a lot of pain. Trying to explain to this person why it hurts the way that they're talking to you, why it hurts you, what they said, what they did, and every single time you come to them and say, this hurts my feelings. It hurts me when you do this. It hurts me when you don't care, okay? I feel like you don't care about how I feel. Oh, well, no. Like, just defensive all the time. Now, what's this 3 of Pentacles? The Fool in reverse. Someone took a risk here. The Chariot. What is this 3 of Pentacles? This is bothering me a little bit. A group of people working together, main, female. We're trying to find a solution here. Lovers. Or this again is giving me like talking to a friend, okay? Main, female, and lovers. So maybe you talk to someone about your relationship. What's the 3 of Pentacles? Be lighthearted, finding out things are coming to light. About what? Like this could also even be someone like you're honestly, whoever you are, you're a super empath. Okay? And if you're dealing with someone like this, they could even say things to you like you're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. Right? Or you're so ungrateful. You're ungrateful. And it's not true at all. But I feel like that's what you deal with this person. Because this is someone that they can dish it out, but they can't take it. So they will dish out all day long how, they don't like this about you, and you did this wrong, and, why do you always do this? And I don't like your attitude, and I can't take you, and you annoy me, and blah, blah, blah. And you say to them one time, like, when you do this, it really bothers me, or why do you always act this way? Okay, like, it's not okay. And then they'll call you a narcissist, or why you always pretend like you're the victim? Why is it always about you? It's at the base of it all, it's that they don't like criticism, okay? The minute that you try to criticize them or point out something about them, they get super reactive and defensive, okay? I don't know if it comes from their childhood being reprimanded for things, okay? You're just gonna have to take that how it resonates, like where that comes from in their life. Is it from their parents? They always got in trouble, or is it just, like I said, that learned behavior of, if I act out really loud and if I get really angry and start yelling at you, then you'll shut up and you'll stop telling me things that I don't like to hear. Something like that, right? The runner, I can't even make it up. That's that. A runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. But this is not a runner in the classic sense of someone that is an avoidant and runs away. They do run away. They definitely do. This is someone that will run out of your house when you're having an argument. They're just going to get up and leave in the middle of the night and leave when you tell them something that they don't want to hear. If you point out something that they don't like, they will get up and they will leave your house in the middle of the night. Yeah. I don't know what they're running away from, okay? Who knows what they're running away from? If it's you, if it's themselves, if it's just that switch. This person has a switch that goes off. It's not logical. What's the Seven of Cups? Yeah, you could sometimes be really confused. Is this even love? Is this what love is supposed to feel like? You could have asked yourself that many times. Is this love? Is love supposed to feel like this? Okay, does this person even actually love me? Like, is this really love? I mean, and I feel like healthy choices. And I feel like it is, okay, to the best of this person's abilities. Because whoever you're dealing with, I do feel like they have sociopathic tendencies. So to them, for them, this is the love that they're capable of giving. It is love for them, but it's not going to be the same kind of a love that an empath can give someone. So it might feel like it's not enough, okay? It might feel like it's not really that deep, or it switches on and off very quickly, okay? But to this person's abilities, it is love. Yeah. And that's the truth. And you might be getting clarity about this, okay? You might be realizing this. This might be a revelation for you, for someone here. That if you want to be with this person, you have to accept that this is who they are, and take this only if it resonates, really. Like, don't take something to your story that you don't feel like resonates, okay? Like, this is really only if it resonates solely for you, okay? Hopefully this message finds the right person, because in this situation, it's like, you're not going to change this person. You cannot they're already an adult. They're not going to change. So you have to accept that this is what they can give, and this is how they act, and this is how they react. And either you can deal with that or you can't, right? So I don't know. What's the Page of Cups? The High Priestess is here twice. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds. Yeah, and I don't know why, but I feel like the Page of Cups is like, the inner child for some reason, okay? Yeah, so there's something here about you guys mirroring something back to each other. That's what I feel. Twin flames. And twin flames in the sense that, look, the twin flame is the dark and the light. Which also I mean, the dark and the light, you could say that it has something to like, no, I'm not even going to go there because I'm not going to go there. But it's about balancing something out, okay? And complementing each other in a way. If this is an abusive relationship to the point where there's verbal abuse, physical abuse, and it's toxic abuse, then I would tell you to leave. Okay? You have to gauge what I'm saying here, and it's really important for you to use your discernment, because I don't want this reading to sound like, you know, you're dealing with abuse and you should just deal with it because that's just how that person is. No, that's really not what I want anyone to think, okay? I want to be very clear. If you feel like you're being abused, manipulated, and gaslit, if someone is pathologically lying to you, cheating on you all the time, and they're unwilling to change, and they're unwilling to empathize, and you feel like they completely have a lack of accountability and remorse, then you need to leave, okay? I'm not talking about someone that is a full-blown narcissist, okay, a full-blown person with an antisocial personality disorder. I'm talking about someone who has tendencies, but they also have the tendency to be kind and be loving and be empathetic. You have to understand the difference here, okay? I don't want someone to romanticize abuse, and that's kind of like, there's a fine line here that really I'm trying not to cross, because we shouldn't be romanticizing abuse, okay? Because romanticizing abuse can be dangerous. And maybe that's why I got Gabby Petito at the beginning, okay? We cannot romanticize abuse. We have to be very aware when we're being abused. And sometimes it can be very subtle and covert, and we don't realize that that's what it is. It can take us a long time to realize that this is a form of abuse. And it's even worse when we're trying to talk about it and the person that's doing it doesn't realize that it is abusive. Right? So there's some sort of introspection here. I mean, this could even just be that you are doing this introspection right now. There's things that you could be realizing right now about your relationship. Okay, what's the High Priestess? The Butterfly. It says a relationship evolving to the next phase, but I don't even think that's what it is. I think it says healing the inner child. So that's something that you could have, I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been healing your inner child, okay? The High Priestess, I feel like this is your energy. You doing the introspection, you looking at your inner child, but also looking at their inner child as well. Relationships reflect our wounds. So maybe there's something there that you need to look at as well. It's like, why do I attract these kind of people? Okay. Not just why do I attract them, but like, why do I maybe find them attractive, okay? At first glance, if you're someone like me that's been kind of on this weird roll the last, I don't think I've ever had a relationship with an actual empath, right? It's like kind of like what attracts us to these kinds of people? That's something to think about, maybe for you and for me, okay? That's weird. So what's the Eight of Swords? Golden Mirror in reverse. A self-absorbed narcissist in reverse. So like I said, this could be narcissistic tendencies. This could be sociopathic tendencies that someone has here, okay? But it's in the reverse. On top of the Eight of Swords. So who's this person trapped in their head here, stuck in their head, which is interesting, gaslighting, because you're not a narcissist whatsoever. But you also knew, like, I feel like wherever you are, you know that the person you're dealing with is also not a narcissist. You know that they're not a narcissist. They're not narcissistic at all. Okay, they don't fit the criteria. So maybe you didn't realize that, there can be other things, right? There could be other spectrums or something like that, but you knew this person was not a narcissist. And maybe that's something that you had to reflect on to kind of see things clearly for what they are, because, someone here has a lack of empathy for you. They have a lack of consideration. They also lie, most likely a lot, okay? And I feel like you could have maybe had to rip the Band-Aid off to realize, okay, now things make more sense, right? Yeah, the Queen of Swords. Again, you could be a queen. You learn the lesson. That is crazy. So someone here learned the lesson. You learned the lesson. 111 on the clock. You learned the lesson of who you're dealing with, or what? Judgment. Oh my God. Someone here learned the lesson. 11122 on the clock when Judgment came out. You learned the lesson of why this person did all these things to you, why they acted the way that they acted, why they did the things that they did, why they fight with you the way that they fight, why they talk to you the way that they talk, why they are the way that they are. You learned the lesson. Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands. And now you get a new beginning. Why they lied. Why they lie so much. Why they lied so much. They could be a pathological liar. They could manipulate a lot. They could lie a lot. You could catch them in lies a lot. Queen of Wands in reverse. And Temperance in reverse. And the King of Pentacles at the bottom. Why is the Queen of Wands in reverse though? Who's this? This is someone who doesn't show any love. Somebody doesn't love someone. Someone doesn't give and receive affection with someone. Breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Meeting and conversing with a friend. Lying, something is not love. Wondering if something is not love. Talking to a friend after a breakup, after giving someone the silent treatment. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from a toxic relationship or addiction. A marriage. A separation. Stabbed in the back in reverse. Someone is having an epiphany, but why is someone having an epiphany about someone here being emotionally imbalanced? A Queen of Wands in reverse is someone that can be very jealous. They can be very insecure. It's giving me like, okay, hold on. Who's the Queen of Wands reverse? This has to do with happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, enjoying each other. Poverty. A wealthy man. A wealthy man being in poverty. Again, no, this is not giving me a third party. This is giving me something about saying that you are a hoe. It's like this person, that's why I was getting that cheating at the beginning. It's like you're dealing with someone that, like I said, is most likely a liar, most likely a cheater, most likely someone who keeps secrets, someone who has some sort of tendencies to some sort of an antisocial personality disorder, and they accuse you with the smallest things that you're cheating. and I know that you're cheating and you're a whore and you're this and you're that, and oh, you talked to that person one time 3 years ago and I know you had something with them. And it's like, that's the classic projection. That is classic projection. Something that they said about you as a person. But you're not a Queen of Wands in reverse. You're a Queen of Swords. Okay? If you say, no, I did not have something with that person and that is a lie, you're telling the truth. But if you're dealing with someone that is abusive and not capable of, I don't know how to put it. I don't know why these kinds of people think the way that they think. Okay, I don't know. But it's not gonna, they're gonna accuse you of things that aren't true. And most likely it's when they're keeping secrets themselves. It's classic narcissistic sociopathic projection. That's what it is. And I feel like that's what this Queen of Wands in reverse is. Somebody claiming that you're this and you're that, right? Heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, a breakup. Yeah, this could even be someone that like breaks up with you, even though they have absolutely no proof, right? So you could be someone, you have literal proof and evidence that this person has cheated on you, or they have lied to you, or they have kept secrets. This kind of person, they don't need proof. They can only think, okay, and assume that you had an affair with that person, or you were talking to them and you feel something for them. They will assume that, and then they'll dump you and discard you. And it's not even based in reality, but that's how these people are. We have girl with the snake, an empath, sociopath paradigm. Empath, narcissist paradigm. I don't think it's the full-blown thing, but it's definitely on the spectrum. And that's what they do. They overreact. They get angry very quickly. They get very aggressive. They lie. And then they assume that everyone else around them is lying as well. They assume that everyone around them is like them. Okay? They don't understand things like empathy and consideration and care and stuff like that. They don't really understand it. Yeah, that's the sun. Yeah, that's the truth. Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you've always been extremely loyal to this person, okay? Extremely loyal, extremely caring, extremely faithful, and extremely honest. And I don't think that they gave you the same thing back, but maybe this reading helps you to understand why. King of Swords helps you understand this King of Swords. So you could be dealing with an air sign. Okay, you could be dealing with an air sign. Maybe you'll understand this person more now. Yeah, the Page of Swords. The way that this person communicates. The way that this person is very judgmental. Like, I'm not even kidding. When this person talks to you, they're very judgmental. They will rip you apart. And it's because of them being verbally abusive. Okay? It's because of their judgment. I feel like judgment in reverse is some sort of a tendency to some sort of an antisocial behavior, okay? They have poor judgment. They don't really think and feel like other people do, and they could be extremely judgmental when they talk to you. They will tell you that you're stupid. They'll tell you that you're a narcissist. They'll tell you that why you always pretend to be the victim. Why are you doing this? They'll tell you you're a whore. You're a stupid whore. They'll tell you you're a stupid bitch. They'll tell you, oh, just shut the fuck up. I can't take how you talk. They'll be very, very mean. Very abusive, verbally. And maybe for you, for a long time, like I said at the beginning, since this person wasn't hitting you and they weren't telling you that, I'm going to beat you up and hurt you, the verbal abuse was, for you, maybe something that you overlooked. The way that they talked to you, the way that they manipulated you, gaslighted you, made you feel like you're the crazy one, made you feel like you're always the problem. Even if it's not outright insults, maybe this person didn't outright insult you, but they definitely might have said a lot of things that made you feel like you're the problem and you're being crazy, and if it wasn't for you, this and that, and you're a whore, and I know I can't trust you, and you're doing this, and you're probably cheating on me, and la la la. It's because because whoever this is verbally abusive. That's why. They never had a reason. They never had a single reason to talk to you this way. They just feel differently. They just think differently than other people do. When they're angry, they're not, you can't really talk to them with logic when they're angry. They can't really deal with like logic or reasoning. I don't know how to put it. They're a king of swords, but maybe that's why when they're a king of swords, it's something about their voice when they speak. It can be very cold. They can be very, very cold, cutting, heartless. They can be very mean and cutting. And it's a switch that goes off like this too. That's what I feel. So, okay, closing words here for the collective now. How to deal with this. Any advice? Any advice for the collective? Justice. The Four of Pentacles. Justice. The Seven of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. Justice for, what is this all with money? Justice for money? Or justice for how much time you've put into this, or how much time you've spent here. The Devil in reverse, the Eight of Cups in reverse. You're not going down to this person's level, or you're not the toxic one, or what's the Devil in reverse? The Four of Wands in reverse. Something about, that came out in reverse at the beginning too. Losing a stability. Leaving a house. Yeah. Oh, I feel like this is what I said at the beginning. Someone might, like during fights, they always leave. I don't know if that's this. Like this is someone that will just leave your house in the middle of the fucking night. They'll leave in the middle of the night because of a fight. They're a runner. They run away. They don't know how to sit down and talk in a normal tone of voice. They don't know how to have a normal conversation. They will get extremely angry. And if you continuously say, well, like, you know, I don't like the way that you're talking to me, or I don't like the, oh, fine, and they'll just leave. I feel like that could be it as well. The Star, yeah, the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this person is the flighty one. Six of Wands in reverse. Whoever you're dealing with, this is the person that's flighty, okay? They're very hot and cold. They're very quick to temper. This is someone that gets angry very quickly. Very hot to temper, very angry, non-committal, very hot and cold, okay? They have a temper problem. And when they do, they get really nasty. They will absolutely devalue you, humiliate you, try and tear you down, want you to feel bad about yourself, okay? But they themselves, they don't really feel bad about themselves. They don't feel bad about anything that they say or what they do. If anything, they're going to say to you like, well, I was just being honest, right? Death. Two of Wands in reverse and Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you've asked yourself if you can do this, okay? If this is the Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I feel like whoever you are, you're going to start seeing things clearly. If this resonates, you're going to start maybe seeing things more clearly as you move forward, okay? Why they are the way that they are, why they treat you the way that they treat you. And that there's nothing that you can say to them or do that's going to make them change. I think that's really important to know for someone here, okay? You're not going to change them. You're not going to rewire their brain. This is what it is, and this is what you have to accept. Okay. And you have to ask yourself if you can live like that. Strength in reverse. Yeah, this person is very aggressive. Okay. Can you live with their aggression? Can you live with their aggressive nature, this hostility? Can you live with their anger? This is someone that's very angry all the time. Can you live with someone that's so angry? Can you live with someone that's so hostile towards you and aggressive towards you that they get angry over the smallest things? And can you live with that? Can you live with someone that gets hostile and angry like this? Aggressive towards you? You have to ask yourself that, okay? But I guess this is just some words for thought, okay? Let's see, who's involved in this? August, February, December, June, only months. A Taurus, January, and a Cancer, and a Virgo, and a Scorpio, and a Sagittarius. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I hope that this helps. I hope it reaches the person that needs to hear it, okay? And something to think about. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again. Bye.